All right, lovers of freedom, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You're welcome to this YouTube channel. This is the only channel where you get your legit updates happenings in Finland. That's between the our Prime Minister Simon Èkpà, and the federal government of Nigeria. Now, it has been reported today that the Finnish authorities have finally concluded the investigation and interrogation towards our PM Simon Èkpà. So today is the final investigation date. So in a few days time, we will be hearing legit information regarding what is actually happening in Finland and who orchestrated the arrest of our leader, our PM, Simon Èkpà in Finland. Because believe me, like we keep saying in this broadcast, the Nigerian government single-handedly, with the help of the Attorney General of the zoo country called Nigeria, and with the help of these Southeast governors, they came together and they funded the arrest and interrogation of Simon Èkpà in Finland. So the investigation is done today. I will show you a proof of a journalist in Finland that broadcasted this particular news earlier today in the Finnish government media, talking about how they have concluded the panel that was said to investigate Simon Èkpà. Remember, what Nigerian government are saying now is that the Finnish authorities, they should jail Simon Èkpà in Finland. They are no more talking about extradition again. Before, they were talking about extradition. Musa was talking about extradition. He wants the Finnish authority to serve him, Simon Èkpà. But he has failed. Now, what the Nigerian government is pushing now is jail terms. So who are you accusing of terrorism? Is terrorism only on social media? Is terrorism only on social media? You guys are saying that Simon Èkpà is using his social media handle to gaslight terrorism in Southeast. Now, since Simon Èkpà have been in detention, who is now causing the terrorism in Southeast? Who is causing the massacre in Southeast? Who is causing the killings in Biafraland? So that is the question the Nigerian government need to answer. And I'm happy the Finnish government have made a very strong investigation. Simon Èkpà have not been seen anywhere in Nigeria before. He has not been seen carrying any arms in Nigeria before. He is just a leader of our government in exile. That is the prime minister of our government in exile. What he has been doing with his social media handle is to expose the criminal activities of these so-called Zeus Janjaweeds. Their criminal activities in Biafraland. That's the Nigerian government. How the so-called military damage, destroy innocent youths. If you go to different detention units, different prisons around Biafraland, thousands of innocent Biafrans are being held in prison or are being held in detention just because of what they don't know about. So this is very deep, and we are happy in a few days time we will hear a very good news. We will hear a strong news regarding Simon Èkpà, because every investigation has been made. For close to 2 months now, the Finnish authorities have been carrying out a very strong investigation. And believe me, only what you can see on Simon Èkpà's handle, only what you can see on his X handle is him talking about the criminal activities of the Nigerian Janjaweeds in Biafraland. So the world knows that there is something called Biafra, and the world knows that we are fighting for our freedom from the Nigerian state. This is a movement that have caused the life of close to 4 million people. A conventional war happened for close to 3 years. So it's not something the world is new to. This is something that actually happened. This is fact that actually happened. We have a nation and we have a government in exile. It's under the constitution. Very soon, the Nigerian government will have no other option than to sit on a round table with us to discuss our referendum. Now, stay tuned for more updates and more information. If you're just joining us now, do well to subscribe to this YouTube channel. You can check back our previous videos so that you'll be updated on happenings in Biafraland, so that you can actually know what is happening, how these Janjaweeds are keen on destroying our liberation. And believe me, no matter what you do in life, you can never defeat the People's Army. There are so many Simon Èkpà out there to pick up this agitation. There are so many Martin Carlo out there to pick up this agitation. What we are telling the zoo government is we don't want to go into any conventional war with the zoo government. All we are seeking for is our referendum. And over 50 million Biafrans have voted for our referendum. So I don't know what the zoo is looking for again. But very soon, they will have no other option than to sit on a round table with us to discuss our freedom. Now, stay tuned for more updates and more news. Remember, you feel free to share and react to all these videos. Share your opinions on the comment section. Let's deliberate. Let's not fight. Let's deliberate, our brothers and sisters, how we can help in exposing all this information that are happening, all these happenings in Southeast, so that the whole world will actually realize what is actually happening in the zoo state called Nigeria. Now, listen.
And be respected.
This AI tool will create a...
Nobody will respect you. No. Nobody, no single person is going to respect you if you don't respect yourself. How do you expect respect?
Routine visa policy, or is there more to this story? I'm going to take a tweet now. I would expect nothing less from the National Security Advisor. He's resolute. I would expect nothing less from him.
Okay.
Moving on now.
So we are now going to bring it back to the previous, message, and let us see what Very Dark Man has to say concerning this incident, concerning this thing.
Does that name ring a bell?
So we are going to bring it back. We are going to bring it back from Very Dark Man. Or, before that, let me play this video, at least to remind us who they are. Let me play this video to remind us. I've been waiting for so long to play this very video, but today, because I have spoken, or that I'm speaking about Musa and the terrorist Nigeria, it is very, very important to play this very video. Though I have been keeping this very video for very months now. Let us listen.
Oh boy, no be small thing. Not say here why they this Lekki side why they get to this military barrack now. Where they near us. All this I don't want to mention the name. You see, my old friends who I live before I travel out, most of them don't become rank officers. So they just invite me 3-4 days. But when I go there, oh boy, these guys, everything that they talk for barrack self, I was someone who sit down with the man for barrack. So the other corner where me I sit down, they talk say as things be, say before 2 months, say 2 months self too far. Say 2 months too far, it will be army and army, but they begin to open transaction among themselves.
Did you hear that? Let's play it again. Nsubude.
Oh boy, these guys, everything that they talk for barracks self, I was someone who sit down with the man for barrack.
Did you hear that? For barracks, Hausa man no fit sit down with Igbo man self in barracks. And person who is speaking is a military officer. Are you getting me? He said in the barracks, a northerner can't even sit with an Igbo man in the barracks. And this is what has been happening in the zoo. The military is so divided. The police is so divided. How do you intend to wage a war against a determined people?
So the other corner where me I sit down, they talk say as things be, say before 2 months, say 2 months self too far. Say 2 months too far, it will be army and army, but they begin to open transaction among themselves. I get it, the thing goes, man, say the highest before 2 months. Oh, the thing fake resort to war. Say army is divided. Say that we just live on gunpowder. Oh boy, now I leave Barako, come my house. So before I did where there was someone go say, Kai Bugashi no come up person head. Now I run, since that and they call it my God, those who gather they come in my come back. I no go. The thing is divided. Anger. But if you go to Barak, they can anger with the Nigerian Barak, but you know go anger for Nigerian anger. Hey, I'm going to just pray, may God help us.
You see that? I equally want to use this opportunity to tell my Biafran brothers and sisters who are serving under the zoo military to retrace their steps. I'm telling you. Leave now. Leave now. Before it is too late for you. Leave now. If you are an Igbo man, a Biafran person serving under the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom Janjaweed Army, leave now. Because it will be very, very late for you, as quick as possible. Now let us come back here. After this, I'm going to open the line for our people.
Of that money. Does that name ring a bell to anybody in the room? Because your money, $697 million annually, plus the shipments of cash funds, madrasas, ISIS, Al-Qaeda.
Since I have played the video, let me go straight to Very Dark Man's, analysis.
What?
Sorry for that. I am, of course, playing this very video from YouTube. So expect all these adverts.
A difference a day makes.
ISIS Khorasan.
Dear Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu, this is a very serious allegation. This is a very, very serious allegation. And to the respective heads of all our security agencies in Nigeria, this is a very serious allegation that should not be overlooked. Over time, we have heard different stories that Boko Haram are being sponsored by the West, but there was no clearer evidence than this particular evidence. I mean, this man's name is... His name is Scott Gordon Perry. He's an American politician and a retired Army National Guard Brigadier General. Now, the Army National Guard in the U.S. is just like an American military reserve. So they don't go outside war; they only stay inside. It's a domestic army where they don't go outside to go and fight. So this man is privileged to a lot of information. So him coming out to say that the US aid, the money that is supposed to be used to sponsor countries in development, are being used to sponsor terrorism in different countries, to cause chaos in those countries, so that they can make more money in those countries and also make more money with the US aid. It's just crazy. Now, what's the US aid? The U.S. aid is an independent agency of the United States government that is primarily responsible for administrating civilian foreign aid and development assistance. Now, what is the purpose of the U.S. aid? The purpose of the U.S. aid is the U.S. Agency for International Development is the principal U.S. agency to extend assistance to countries recovering from disaster, trying to escape poverty, and engaging in democratic reform. So all these poor countries, they go there. Their primary responsibility is to give them a boost, to upgrade them, to uplift them, just general development by the funds that are being contributed or the funds that are being donated for the development of this such country, like a third world country. But now this man is coming to reveal that those money are being used to sponsor terrorism. Now, the problem now is not what this man is saying. It's the way the government is even reacting to this, right? The government are actually not saying anything about this. This man is telling us that he's literally saying, I know the people responsible for the buying of a lot of people in Nigeria through Boko Haram. That's what he's saying. He's literally saying, I know them, because he has pointed that it is the US aid. So I would expect that the Nigerian government, as Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu government, would actually do a deep investigation and bring this man, or maybe tell him, ask him question. You have the right. He literally called Boko Haram that affected the lives of a lot of people and caused chaos in Nigeria. Turned a lot of states upside down. See Borno State. See, a lot of northern states have been turned upside down. A lot of people cannot go to school. A lot of them have to run away because of insecurity and insurgency from all those states and because of the Boko Haram. So this guy has come out to say, okay, yes, I'm giving you people a direction so that you people can know where the problem is coming from and know what have affected us in Nigeria, because Boko Haram is still affecting us up till now. So the Nigerian government are quiet, and I'm sorry.
Now, I told you that I'm going to analyze that first video by the time I start playing Very Dark Man's video. According to Very Dark Man, he said, sorry, that he is expecting the federal government of the zoo to launch a very deep investigation concerning this allegation from the U.S. Congressman Scott Perry. I want to tell the whole world that the so-called FG, Federal Government of the Zoo, led by Bola Ahmed Tinubu, can never, ever investigate anything. Ask me why. Because the Fulani that controls the government or controls every affairs of the government in the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria, knows every single thing concerning Boko Haram. Pay attention. What I'm saying now, very dark man can never say it because he is not a freedom fighter. He's an influencer. Influencer who is also influential. Yes, that one I have to give him his flowers. Now, the federal government of the zoo, led by Tinubu, can never ever launch any investigation because of this. You know why? Because they know about it. They know about it. Do you think that Boko Haram does not have connection with the top military personnel, with the top military commanders? And this money, how does it locate Boko Haram? How does the money locate Boko Haram? Because if the US aid, which is always been given in the public, where the whole world is aware that the US is giving aid to Nigeria, meaning that the money comes through Nigerian government. Are you paying attention? The money in question goes through the government because since it is in the open that US is giving aid to Nigeria, that means the money goes through the government. So who else do you think that is extending this money to Boko Haram to sponsor terrorism? Is it not a simple mathematics? Remember, US aid is not being given in secret. If it is given in secret, you can easily say there are many ways for Boko Haram to get this money directly from the US aid. But it's not in the secret. This aid is not given in the secret. This aid is given in the open. Therefore, how do you think that this money gets to Boko Haram? How do you think? When the aid is given to the government, straight, direct to government, yet is being used to sponsor terrorism. So how do these Boko Haram terrorists get the money? How do they get the fund from this US aid that passed through the government? Is it not through the government? Is it not through the government? That's why I told you, Tinubu and his government can never, ever, that one I can set my neck. I can even bet my house. Your useless government can never, ever launch any investigation sincerely and genuinely. It is not going to happen. There's no possibility for that because the money, the aid in question, the money in question passes through the government to Boko Haram. Is it not a common sense? It's a common sense. They can come, maybe after this, they may come and say, oh, we have started investigation to investigate the allegation of the Scott Perry. No, don't listen to any press release from the presidency moving forward. Don't pay attention to it. Don't even pay attention to it because it's all lies and fallacy. Lies and fallacy.
Surprise Unless, of course, if they know about it and they have been the one that have been cleaning up. Because, to be honest...
Oh, you didn't know. Oh, you didn't know. Now, them, they are the real sponsors. They are the real sponsors. Yes, oh, yes, they are. They are, yes. And Tinubu is not an exception. He knows everything. He knows every single thing because he himself single-handedly created, or should I say, made APC what APC is today. Tinubu, the moment he put his weight on Buhari, Buhari became the president of the zoo. So Tinubu is aware of everything. He knows every single thing that is going on. Tinubu knows. So don't expect anything. If you say you wonder, how would you wonder? Let's continue.
There's nothing that gets past the eyes of the government. That's just the truth. There's nothing that gets past the eyes of the government.
Oh, Okugoyana. He has said it. Let's continue.
Unless if they deliberately want to keep quiet. Because normally, you get what you go talk, DSS will come pick you. You get what you go come, talk, NSA will come pick you. You get what you go talk, police will come pick you. They'll talk, say, it's an act of terrorism. They just literally exposed what, do you know how many people were Boko Haram don't buy because of this insecurity and insurgency? You know what Boko Haram don't do for this country at all? Up till now, there was still a news last week where Boko Haram entered army camp, allegedly go by army, carry their guns, carry them run.
Not today.
This is supposed to be a time where the Nigerian government will say no. All those innocent blood that was shed by the Boko Haram insurgency, that they can actually get justice. I mean, they finally giving us a lead. Unlike before, where we say everybody in a rumor, all everybody in a rumor. Now this is not a rumor. This is direct. This is like telling you that I know the people. This man has given you a hint. What are you people doing about it? There's no press release. There's nothing. The government don't release anything. They don't release any news about that. When one person talk for TikTok now, when I go rush go carry am. The person talk for Twitter now, when I go rush go carry am. This man, where they talk now, a politician, present politician, and a retired army reserve. So he is privileged with a lot of information. So Nigerian government, I ask you, what is going on? Are you people going to mount an investigation on this? You now have a lead. You now have a lead. And it's just so crazy, this USA thing, it just opened my eyes to a lot of things to let you know, say, oh my blessing are these Americans, true. Now they cause wala for this world.
Oh, they just tell you. Yeah, anyway, let's continue.
Yes, because if they give us money for development of another countries, nobody forced you people. You people decided to set up that agency. So when I go use and they sponsor ISIS, they use and they sponsor different terrorist groups around the world. But again, at the end of the day, if you are smart, you could already know, so you could not read between the lines. All this war that are going on around the world, it's not as if they cannot stop them. They can stop them. But there are a lot of money, there's billions of dollars to be made in the war.
You don't know before?
There's billions of dollars to be made weekly, monthly, yearly, when there's a war around the world. They don't scatter Iraq, they don't Russia and Ukraine, they don't do Israel and this one, they don't do Boko Haram, they don't do this one. All of them are big cash out because of the people where they sell weapons. The people that sells weapons, they cash out. The government said they cash out. So Nigerian government, are you part of the people that were collecting this money from the US aid to set up your people or to put your people in a box so that they go buy them, make some greedy politicians make them cash out?
Oh, you didn't know. Now let me tell you, my brother. Here in the zoo, according to what you said, very dark man, that there is nothing that happens without government being aware of it. It is true. That is the truth. That is the truth. So, just like what I analyzed a couple of minutes ago, there is no way the money, this aid, which is given in public, goes straight to Boko Haram, it has to pass through the government.
Because the way people are quiet, it's obvious that people like say, una know what's in they go on. Like I said before, all these kinds of things, me I no go talk. But this is what I'm saying now straight. This is a lead. This is a lead. Coming from somebody in the US, a politician, this is a lead. So if people don't react to this, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, it only means that the government have been aware of this right from time. This Boko Haram.
Oh, you didn't know. Now, let me remind you again, my brother. A retired military general. A retired, not just a military general, but we are talking about the military chief of arms, chief of armed forces. The military chief, the military boss as the number one military person. Can I find out for yourself? Can somebody remind me in the comment section, please? The name of the number one military chief, chief of army staff. Yes, chief of army staff, former chief of army staff, has told you that the armed forces are not neutral. The armed forces are not neutral because they collude. That is his word, Danjuma. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits and terrorists to massacre innocent citizens. He said they collude, and the man in question is a former chief of army staff in the zoo, General Danjuma. That they collude. And remember, since he said that, nobody has ever challenged him. Nobody has ever come out to debunk it. It has remained that way. They collude. I don't know. Maybe I can look at that video. Look for that video. He said they collude with the armed bandits to buy Nigerians. The armed forces are not neutral. Where is that video? Where is that video? The armed forces are not neutral. General Danjuma. He said that they collude. Yes, this is it. Let me first of all play it before we continue with Very Dark Man. He said that they collude. They collude with the armed bandits to buy Nigerians. I hope Very Dark Man is watching here. I hope he's watching. I want to play you a video because you said that it is only now that a U.S. congressman made this confession or allegation. Before, you don't usually speak about these things. So, if you don't speak about these things before and it is happening, even General T.Y. Danjuma opened his mouth to make this confession. No, you people did not do anything with it. You people pay deaf ears to this very video on your screen. You people did not do anything about it. You pay deaf ear to it because he is a Nigerian and he's a black man. This is our mentality because Danjuma is a black man and he's a Nigerian. Look at it there. Former chief of army staff of the zoo. Meaning that there was a time this old man, General Danjuma, was the number one military chief, number one military officer in the zoo. And I believe that time it was under the military regime, meaning that after him is the military head of state. I'm not sure if there's anything like CDS or all those things that time. Now, pay attention to this very dark man.
There's an attempt at ethnic cleansing.
There's an attempt and ethnic cleansing. Can somebody pay attention here, please? And I want those who are making those revelations in America to listen as well. This man said there's an attempt and ethnic cleansing. By who? Let us listen.
In this state, and of course, in all the riverine states of Nigeria.
Okay.
We must resist it. We must.
He said, we must resist it. We must resist it. According to him. You know, they speak like that. The Northerners always speak like that. He said, according to Danjuma, we must resist it. He was talking to us. He was talking to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He was talking to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who formed Eastern Security Network to resist it. He was also talking to Mazi Simon Ekpa, who formed, or not formed, who transformed the ESN into the Biafra Liberation Army that we have today. And this man is talking to all of us. We must resist it because there is an agenda and ethnic cleansing going on in the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria. Let's continue.
Stop it. Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral.
The armed forces are not neutral. The person who is talking was once a member of this same armed forces, and this word in Nigeria says, once a soldier is always a soldier. Once a soldier is always a soldier. As this man is now, he is still receiving his entitlement in the zoo, from the zoo government, because he was once the military, the chief of army staff of the zoo. You understand?
They collude.
He said they collude. They collude. Very dark man and people who listen like you. Are you listening? That they collude. They collude. With who? Oga, with who? Because you are among those who fought Biafra. They collude with who?
They collude. They collude with the armed bandits that kill people